Hey, tabletop role players. Tonight I've got something a little bit different for you. What good trope-filled fantasy RPG romp doesn't end up in a tavern at some point? Want to mix things up a little for your players? Want them to make an impression, good or bad, on the other patrons? Maybe they have purses overstuffed with ill-gotten gains. Challenge them to a game of dice and see what happens next. Dice Games is an extension for Fantasy Grounds that includes 3 fast and fun dice games to make that trip to the tavern a bit more interesting. Let's start by setting up the table. So we've got this icon over here called Dice Games, and we can see that we've got 3 different dice games. We've got Goblin Kings Dice, we've got Trader Joe's, and we've got the Drunken Unicorn. So we'll start with the Goblin Kings Dice, and we'll put 1 player, and we'll put an NPC in there as well. Alright, so Goblin Kings Dice, we can see the instructions written here on the right hand side. We'll just kick this off with the goblin having a roll. You can see here it's a dead roll, and which means you roll again. And we've got 2 4s and a 6, which is an instant win. So this player gets 1 point. Typically, you'll play the game to 7 or something like that, but it's up to you to set the guides at the start of the game. Now, this is an interesting game because if you win the round, and you can win the round without everyone else having to go, you start again in the next round, so you keep the lead. So the goblin is still the Goblin King, and he gets to roll again. It's a dead roll. Dead roll. Now, dead rolls are quite common because there's a bunch of winning moves. Okay, so 2, 2, and 3. So he scores a 3, so it now passes to our player Cindy. Cindy is going to go and open the dice games, and she's on the Goblin Kings Dice. She's going to roll, and it's a dead roll. 3, 4, 5, it's close. Now you can see there's a bunch of different combinations that score a result, and there's a whole lot of combinations that don't. So Cindy keeps rolling until she gets one of these results. So we've got 2 4s and a 3, which means that we both rolled a pair plus a 3, so it's a tie off, and you can either resolve that with a one-time roll, or you might just continue it on with the winners. So say there's 5 players at the table, and 3 of them got pairs and a value. Whoever got the highest value would win, but if 2 of them had the same value, then those 2 could play off against each other. Anyway, we're going to declare Cindy the winner. Double click on the score here, and it will add her the 1 point, and it'll reset the tables, reset the values for the other players in that game. Let's have a look at Trader Joe's. This is basically the ship captain crew game, and look at the GM will add. You can see you can have different players on different tables. Michaela and Neuron playing in this one, and again we'll get Neuron to go first. Again, the instructions on this side, basically you try to roll a 6, a 5, and a 4 in order. You've got to roll the 6 before you roll the 5, you've got to roll the 5 before you roll the 4, and then whatever else you get makes up your cargo, and the most valuable cargo wins the round. Now, it's very common, so you get 3 turns, and normally you take it in turns each to have a go. So Neuron has rolled and missed, so we'll pass it over to Michaela, and Michaela is going to the Trader Joe's game, and we need to make it Michaela's turn. So she rolls. Hopefully we're going to see a 6 in here. Yeah, awesome. We got a 6, a 5, and a 4. So she actually rolled the ship, the captain, and the crew, and so it's automatically filled those out, and it's scored her 2 + 1 points. Now she's got 2 more rolls left. If she wants to roll both of those 2 dice again on her second turn, she can double click the number 2. Okay, so she's improved one of these to a 6. The other one's still a 1. She's got 1 more turn left, and on her turn, because we'd let Neuron have his turn, she could roll that one and just improve that one, and that's a 3. So that's a pretty high score. It's unlikely anyone's going to top that score real easily. Now, as you can see, Michaela scored 1 point for sailing, and she will also score when at the end of the round we decide who has won. Double click on that value. Maybe the GM has to do that one. Double click on that value, and that will award Michaela the point for the round as well. So Michaela actually got 2 points for that round. And the final game, final game is the Drunken Unicorn. This is another drinking gambling game, and we'll start with Alessandra, and we'll give her an orc as her opponent. And what this game is a game where each player throws 9 dice all at the same time, and you're aiming to score based on the round number. So in round 1, you're trying to get at least 1 1. In round 2, you're trying to get at least 2 2s. That every time you score, every time you meet that yellow unicorn, and then you might play a game where you have to drink if you are winning. So each time you yell unicorn, you have to drink, or you might play it the other way around, where if you don't yell unicorn, you have to drink. Now, at later rounds, that will get a lot of people drinking a lot. So anyway, let's just play Alessandra. So she rolls 9 dice, and she gets unicorn. There's 1 1, and it scores her. It's now round 2. And she doesn't score this round. And sometimes as it goes on, you'll see that it becomes less and less likely that you will be able to yell unicorn as the rounds get higher and higher. So Alessandra's going to finish this round with just 1 unicorn. Now, everyone would be playing at the same time, so it gets a little crazy and noisy and chaotic. But they're the 3 dice games in our new extension. I hope they liven your game up a little bit. I hope they're fun. And skull, Alessandra, skull.